Alex, and welcome back for more Disney Duck fun facts. Today we're talking about Donald and his history with the United States military. Back in the 1940s, the Walt Disney Company had been petitioned by the U.S. military to create an emblem for a new American naval warship, the USS Wasp. The design Disney offered was that of a cartoon wasp wearing boxing gloves standing over an American aircraft carrier. The image had been so well received that more requests for other insignia were then sent out to California. Approximately 1,200 of these designs were created in total, of which around 150 alone bear Donald Duck. These emblems served as nose artwork for a wide variety of Allied combat aircrafts, as well as mascots for numerous naval and Army squadrons. It should be noted that the majority of these requested emblems were roughly designed by soldiers who simply wanted a more polished version of their vision. So why were there so many requested of Donald Duck? It can be easily theorized that the reasoning lies with the dozen or so cartoons and comic books featuring Donald with some sort of personal attachment to World War II. In many of the cartoons he's portrayed as a soldier himself, in others he's an eager patriot willing to do whatever he can to support the American military. Donald's military career depicts him serving primarily in the Army. In Donald Gets Drafted, The Vanishing Private, Fall Out, Fall In, and the Old Army game, he appears to be a regular Army draftee. However, in Sky Trooper, he appears to be an Army paratrooper. A fascinating different position he holds in one of his cartoons is in Commando Duck from 1944. Commandos were typically British, but there was one unit that was a combination of American and Canadian soldiers called the 1st Special Service Force, also known as the Devil's Brigade. These soldiers were commandos and were assigned as part of the 5th Army. As Donald has appeared to be strictly Army in all of his other cartoons, it's safe to assume he was still Army in Commando Duck, which would have made him part of the 1st Special Service Force. Even the combat uniform he wears in the cartoon suggests this. The green shirt and steel blue helmet matches the combat uniform of the Devil's Brigade. It's thanks to these particular cartoons that we learn some interesting background information on Donald. In Donald Gets Drafted, we learn that his middle name is Fauntleroy, and then he has a form of color blindness that makes it difficult for him to discern between the colors blue and green. He has flat feet, he is too short, and in Sky Trooper we see that he has little to no coordination when he can't touch his fingertips together with his eyes closed. Despite all of that, the Army still takes him, though he's more often than not assigned potato peeling duties. Even when not deployed, Donald shows he still has the heart of a patriot in the cartoons The New Spirit and The Spirit of 43, where he's shown wisely saving his money so he can pay his taxes to help support his country. In the short Donald's Decision from 1942, he's less enthusiastic about being careful with his money, but in the end his conscience wins out over the selfish devil in his head. It's in The New Spirit where we see that Donald has officially adopted his nephews, and even has them listed as his dependents on his income tax form. I find it fascinating that Donald Duck has such a complex background and that more people resonated with him, so much so that he became a face of the American Army during World War II. The irony, of course, is that the duck in the sailor suit was more often not a pilot in the Army. Until next time, Duck fans.